information gets deleted from your mobile.
Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu suspends 8 opposition members for 1 week for their unruly behavior in the upper house yesterday. Also rejects no confidence motion against Deputy Chairman. Says it was a bad day for Rajya Sabha yesterday when some members came to the well of the House and threatened Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of 9 highway projects worth over 14,000 crore rupees in Bihar today through video conferencing. Will also inaugurate optical fiber internet service in the state, connecting all 45,945 villages of Bihar through optical fiber internet services. At least 10 persons killed while 11 others injured after a 3-storied building collapses in Bhiwandi in Thane district in Maharashtra. Several people are still trapped under the debris. Around 3,000 rescued so far. National Disaster Response Force carrying out relief and rescue work. President and Prime Minister condole loss of lives in incident. India continues to top the world in terms of total recoveries with more than 43 lakh people recovering from COVID-19. Schools in some states resume classes from today after a gap of almost 6 months. In the first step towards resuming educational activities, only senior students are allowed to attend schools voluntarily. Schools in some states resume classes from today after a gap of almost 6 months. Schools in containment zones to remain shut. Monuments like Taj Mahal and Bodhi to open from today. Sixth round of core commander level talks between India and China on border standoff being held at Chushul, Moldo. Focus of the talks likely to be on the implementation of a 5-point agreement reached between the two countries on disengagement of troops and de-escalation of the situation in eastern Ladakh. Good morning, welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail, starting first up with the monsoon session of Parliament and heading straight to Rajya Sabha, where the Rajya Sabha chairperson M. Venkaiah Naidu today suspended 8 members for a week for the unruly behaviour they displayed on Sunday during the passage of the farm bills in the House.
The question is the following members be suspended from the service of the House for a period of the remaining part of the current session of their unruly behaviour, especially with the chair and their grossly disorder conduct, violation of the rules and etiquettes of the Rajya Sabha, thereby bringing disrepute to this august House and causing insult to the office of the Deputy Chairman yesterday. Thereafter, Sri Derek Oberyn, Sri Sanjay Singh, Sri Rajiv Satav, Sri K.K. Ragesh, Syed Nazir Hussain, Ripun Bora, Mustera Hussain, Elmaram Karim are suspended for the period of 1 week for the remaining part of the current session.
While pronouncing his order, the chairperson said that it was a black day for parliamentary democracy. He also rejected the no-confidence motion against the deputy chairperson brought by opposition parties.
It was really a bad day for Rajya Sabha. Some members came to the well of the House. They also throwed papers. They have wrenched the mic of the deputy chairman. They have hurled some papers on the deputy chairman. They abused the deputy chairman also, according to the deputy chairman. And then there was lot of rule book also was thrown on him. This is very unfortunate, it's unacceptable and also condemnable.
Well, Rishi Kumar, our correspondent tracking Parliament for us, joining us with more inputs on the story. Rishi, give us a sense of 8 MPs here being suspended for a week, but give us the latest on what exactly is happening there in the Parliament, especially in Rajya Sabha.
देखिए अनिल, जिस तरीके से हम जानते हैं कि कल के घटनाक्रम के बाद जबकि किसानों के बिल को लेकर कल सरकार सदन में आई थी और किसानों से संबंधित जो दोनों विधेयक थे कल वो पारित हुए, लेकिन इस दौरान जो घटनाक्रम रहा उसी घटनाक्रम पर हमने देखा कि आज भी उस पर प्रतिक्रियाएं देखने को मिली। चेयरमैन ने सबसे पहले उस घटनाक्रम की निंदा की, कहा कि ये एक बैड डे की तरह है कल का दिन और ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी, खासतौर से अपर हाउस है, अपर हाउस की जो प्रोसीडिंग्स का नियमों को मानकर चलने का जो इतिहास है वो ये उसके सबके खिलाफ है ये सब घटना है। और इसके अलावा उन्होंने दो चीजों पर अपने फैसले भी दिए, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि जो डिप्टी चेयरमैन के खिलाफ जो विश्वास प्रस्ताव का जो 46 मेंबर्स का जो नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन है उसको उन्होंने खारिज किया। उन्होंने कहा कि डिप्टी चेयरमैन ने ऐसा कोई काम नहीं किया। डिप्टी चेयरमैन के साथ कल जिस तरीके से व्यवहार किया गया विपक्ष के सांसदों के द्वारा वो उसकी उन्होंने निंदा की और उस मोशन को उन्होंने खारिज कर दिया। वही दूसरी ओर संसदीय कार्य मंत्री की तरफ से एक प्रस्ताव की डेरेक ओब्रायन, संजय सिंह, राजू साहब, के राजेश, विपुल बोरा, डोला सेन, सईद नजीर हुसैन और इलामाराम करीम के खिलाफ पूर्ण सदन के नियमों के विरुद्ध व्यवहार की वजह से कार्रवाई की जाए, इस पर सभापति ने सहमति जताते हुए रूल 256 के तहत कार्रवाई कर दी। इसके बाद मसला एक बार फिर से हाउस में जब बैठा तो इस बात पर फंसा क्यों न जब तक ये सदस्य सदन छोड़ कर जाते हैं तब तक इसे नॉर्मल न माना जाए। और नेता प्रतिपक्ष भी बोलना चाहते थे, जिस पर कि सरकार ने भी कहा कि पहले आप नियमों का पालन करें और जिन सदस्यों का नाम लिया गया।
Okay, thank you and appreciate you joining us with those updates there from Parliament. In Rajya Sabha, calling attention motion is scheduled on non-payment of GST compensation to states. Key bills that are going to be deliberated upon include the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020 and Banking Regulation Amendment Bill, which will be moved in Rajya Sabha for consideration and passage.
को पहला मौका देना चाहता हूं, पर इस तरह से खड़ा होकर के आप मैं पुनः स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं, किसी सरकारी बिल को हम नहीं ले रहे हैं। मैं पहला मौका माननीय एलओपी साहब को देना चाहता हूं, पर 256 के तहत जो नियम हुए हैं वो कृपया सदन की कार्रवाई में जो नियम है वो नहीं रह सकते। उस प्रोसेस से हम आगे बढ़ गए हैं। जब डिवीजन की बात हो रही थी तब आपने नहीं मांगी, ऑलरेडी वो प्रोसेस हम आगे चल चुके हैं। इसलिए आपसे पुनः मैं आग्रह करना चाहूंगा कि रूल 256 का पालन स्वतः करें और उसके बाद पहला मौका माननीय एलओपी साहब को मैं बोलने के लिए दूंगा। पुनः आधे घंटे के लिए सदन स्थगित करते हैं।
Well, those are live visuals there from the upper house, Rajya Sabha being adjourned for the third time. Amidst continuous protest, the upper house being adjourned now for another half an hour. It was earlier adjourned till 10:36. It's just began, but amid the pandemonium, it's again been disrupted, and it's been the particular monsoon session of Parliament. They're clearly being adjourned for another half an hour by the deputy chairman there in Rajya Sabha. Well, let's move on now to the next story. That's the Prime Minister today will announce and will today lay the foundation stone for 9 major highway projects in Bihar through video conferencing. These projects are worth 14,000 crore rupees. These 9 highway projects involve a road length of about 350 kilometers. These roads will enhance better connectivity, convenience and economic growth in and around the state. All rivers in Bihar will have bridges conforming to the 21st century specifications, and all major national highways will stand widened and strengthened. Besides this, Prime Minister will also launch a project to connect all the villages of Bihar through optical fiber internet. This will be an important step towards bringing digital revolution in Bihar. It is a prestigious project covering all 45,945 villages of Bihar. Prime Minister said that in coming years, all the villages and homes in the state will be connected through internet. Well, for more on the story, Arun Sharma, correspondent, joining us. Arun, a significant day, I would say a big bonanza that's going to come for the people of Bihar, especially in highways, as well as especially when it comes to internet reaching each and every part of Bihar.
Indeed, it's a bonanza. Just ahead of the festive season, we have seen that big bonanza in various sectors, be it the fisheries sector, or be it the sector related to Namami Gange projects, or a project related to urban transformation. When we talk about the petroleum sector, we know this fact that the LPG gas pipeline that was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. When we talk about the infrastructure like Kosi Mahasetu, that was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Various railway lines were inaugurated. So as far as railway infrastructure, Amrit Yojana, urban transformation. So now, yes, today is an important day because from highway to highway, that means Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be laying the foundation stone of 9 important national highway projects. And with that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also inaugurate this optical fiber Har Ghar Tak. That means optical fiber internet connectivity reaching every household of Bihar, and primarily close to 46,000 villages of Bihar. So that's an important part. When we talk about the highway part, the focus will be on National Highway number 30, National Highway number 31, National Highway number 19. So, all these 9 highway projects will be constructed. But yes, the river bridges, primarily bridges on the river Ganges, that will also be constructed going forward. So on an average, primarily every 25 kilometers, very soon Bihar will be having one bridge over the river. So yes, it's a massive infrastructure as far as water management is concerned, and specifically for the state of Bihar. Now this will also benefit the surrounding states like Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand as well, as far as connectivity is concerned. So smaller towns, smaller villages will be connected to the national highway. That means the main road, main highways, and these national highways will also be connected to the various other states, providing ease and connectivity to the to various people. Now in 2015, Anil, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, inaugurated various projects, announced a massive package of 54,000 crore rupees for various infrastructure projects. Now, out of which 13 projects have already been completed, and 38 projects are in pipeline at various stages. Now, this is a massive 54,000 crore infrastructure project that was, started by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So, yes, the focus is completely on infrastructure development on one side and optical fiber on the other side.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate your joining us. So, it's going to be digital revolution reaching the remotest part of the state of Bihar, and we'll wait and watch on how things, or how it's going to be a game changer, especially for the people of Bihar, as optical internet services reaches even to the last man standing there in the state of Bihar. Well, moving on ahead to a tragedy that's hit Thane and Bhiwandi in particular. At least 10 persons have lost their lives and 11 others are admitted to the hospital in Bhiwandi of Thane district near Mumbai. A 3-storied building collapsed in Patel compound area early today. Over 35 people have been rescued by locals. Several people are still trapped under the debris. NDRF teams have reached the site of the building collapse and have launched relief and rescue operations. President extended grief on the incident. He said the loss of lives in the building collapse at Bhiwandi, Maharashtra is quite distressing. In this hour of grief, my thoughts and prayers are with the accident victims. I wish speedy recovery of the injured. Local authorities are coordinating rescue and relief efforts. Prime Minister has tweeted on the incident saddened by the building collapse in Bhiwandi in Maharashtra. Condolences to the bereaved families, praying for a quick recovery of those injured. Rescue operations are underway and all possible assistance is being provided to the affected. Sixth round of core commander level talks between India and China on the border standoff has started at Moldo on the Chinese side of LAC near Chushul in Ladakh. The focus of the talks, implementation of a 5-point agreement between the two foreign ministers at the SCO summit in Moscow on disengagement of troops and de-escalation of the situation in eastern Ladakh. Highlight of the meeting is the presence of a joint secretary level officer of the External Affairs Ministry in the Indian delegation. Well, time now to take a look at updates on COVID-19 from across the country. India continues to top the world in total number of COVID-19 recoveries. 93,356 recoveries were recorded in a single day, taking the cumulative total of recovered patients to 43,96,399. With this, the recovery rate currently stands at 80.12%. India's three-pronged strategy of test, trace and treat is proving to be a success. The fatality rate has dropped to 1.60%. India, in its fight against COVID-19, has scaled another peak in testing through effective management strategy. In the past 24 hours, 7,31,534 samples have been tested across the country. With this, 6,43,92,594 tests have been conducted in India. Well, after a gap of nearly 6 months, the schools have reopened partially in several states from today. These include Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Chandigarh. The coronavirus pandemic had forced authorities to shut educational institutions across the country to contain the spread of the deadly disease. Schools of class 9 and 12 have been allowed purely on a voluntary basis. Citing the high number of coronavirus cases, many states including Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal have announced not to resume classes from today. Students will have to get a consent slip from their parents to visit the schools. However, the students and teachers who live in the containment zones are not allowed to attend schools. All the coronavirus preventive measures such as maintaining social distancing, covering face with a mask or cover, washing or sanitizing hands need to be strictly followed. Thermal scanners for screening the body temperature of students and teachers are mandatory at the school entrance. Schools have been advised to arrange different entry and exit gates if feasible. Government has asked schools to continue the virtual classes. Nation's leading tourist attraction, the Taj Mahal and the Agra Fort, have reopened for visitors today after an unprecedented closure of 6 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Archaeological Survey of India officials have made all necessary arrangements for the reopening. Also, the Mahabodhi Temple, the first World Heritage Site of Bihar at Bodh Gaya, is scheduled to be reopening for devotees and visitors from today. In view of the heavy rush in several special trains, Indian Railways will run 20 pairs of clone special trains from today. These trains will be fully reserved and will run on notified timings. The reservations for these trains have already started from September 19th. The stoppages of these trains will be limited to operational halts. Out of these 20 pairs of clone special trains, 19 trains will run by utilizing the Humsafar Express rakes consisting of 18 coaches each, while one pair, the Lucknow Delhi clone special with 22 coaches, will run as the Jan Shatabdi Express. Moving to Kerala, where 2 workers were killed in an explosion that took place in a building near a quarry in Angamali in Ernakulam district early this morning. The workers were identified as Periyan belonging to Salem district in Tamil Nadu and Naga of Chamarajnagar in Karnataka. The explosives were stored in a building where the workers were staying. The workers came back from their respective native places a few days ago and were under quarantine. Unexpected weight gain, swelling in the neck, fatigue and weakness, hair loss, dry flake skin, goitre and cretinism can all occur due to iodine deficiency. What are the benefits of iodine? Watch out in this report.
Iodine is an essential nutrient for our body. It is particularly important during pregnancy. Iodine exposure in the womb may help prevent certain conditions later in life. Iodine deficiency can cause problems and severe symptoms.
Iodine is required for the production of thyroid hormone, which is produced from the thyroid gland. Thyroid hormone is essential for the normal mental and physical development of children. If a pregnant lady suffers from iodine deficiency, her baby may be born with mental subnormality and deafness.
Iodine deficiency during pregnancy may lead to subnormal intelligence, mental retardation, impaired cognitive development in the child, brain damage, neuromuscular weakness, stunted physical and mental growth, stillbirth and spontaneous abortion in pregnant women, congenital abnormalities like deaf and mutism. It can also cause defect in vision, hearing and speech.
And normally iodine is acquired from the food products, but very few products are rich in iodine, such as seafood. For this purpose, we should always consume iodized salt.
Iodine is a crucial nutrient throughout life. it is important to get enough iodine in the diet. Adequate iodine intake is an effective way to prevent iodine deficiency disorders.
Iodine is needed to maintain normal thyroid function and it promotes overall health. But one should not be taking iodine supplementation without a doctor's recommendation. Kiran Bhardwaj, DD News.
Well, now on to some global news. United States will sanction more than 24 people and entities involved in Iran's nuclear, missile and conventional arms programs. A senior US official said this, putting teeth behind UN sanctions on Tehran that Washington argues have resumed despite the opposition of allies and adversaries. Speaking on the condition of anonymity, the official said Iran could have enough fissile material for a nuclear weapon by the end of the year and that Tehran has resumed long-range missile cooperation with nuclear-armed North Korea. He did not provide detailed evidence regarding either assertion. The new sanction fit into US President Donald Trump's efforts to limit Iran's regional influence and comes a week after US brokered deals for the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain to normalize ties with Israel. Well, Bermuda was under a tropical storm warning on Sunday as Hurricane Teddy forced the government to shutter air and seaports, schools and government offices for the second time in a week. The center of the Category 2 storm was forecast to move east of the wealthy British territory on Monday and lose strength as it approaches Nova Scotia. The Bermuda Weather Service said the territory could see waves up to 30 feet or 9 meters and sustain winds topping 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers per hour. The large hurricane was expected to pass 125 miles, that's 200 kilometers east of the island by this afternoon. On a sports news, Liverpool delivered a power statement of intent about their desire to retain the English Premier League title with a comfortable 2-0 dismissal of Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. An Andreas Christensen red card, a perfect team goal finished off by Sadio Mane and a howler from the Chelsea goalkeeper resulted in the result. 2 goals by Sadio Mane in the 50th and 54th minutes sealed the fate for the Blues, who were caught being too defensive. Tottenham Hotspur, meanwhile, overcame a nervy start to triumph 5-2 against Southampton to collect their first Premier League win of the 2020-21 season. Son Heung-min, the South Korean international, combined with Harry Kane for all 4 of his goals as Spurs took control after Danny Ings' fine finish from a tight angle had given Southampton a first half lead. With the return of Gareth Bale, Tottenham have the potential for a front 3 that could rival the very best in the world under manager Jose Mourinho. Champions Real Madrid were held to a goalless draw by Real Sociedad in their opening match of the new La Liga season. Zinedine Zidane's side started the campaign a week later than other teams, having been in European action last month but looked short of their best. They created very few clear-cut chances. Karim Benzema's low strike pushed away by goalkeeper Alex Romero was one of them. Manchester City's former midfielder David Silva made his Sociedad debut but was unable to create a goal. Staying with football but moving to Italy, where Cristiano Ronaldo scored as Juventus marked Andrea Pirlo's first match as head coach with a comfortable 3-0 win over Sampdoria. A Sweden winger Dejan Kulusevski opened the scoring for Juventus with a strike on debut, while Leonardo Bonucci added the second one. Cristiano Ronaldo scored the third goal to help seal the win and help Juventus look for their 10th straight title in the Italian league. Well, moving to our next story there in tennis, where Djokovic has reached the final of the Italian Masters with a comfortable win. Djokovic booking his place in the final as Rafael Nadal got knocked out in the quarterfinals and Roger Federer overcoming the winner who beat Nadal in the quarterfinals, knocking him out for a place in the final. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. Thanks for watching, but you take good care of yourself because we all need to see a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching.